Hi everyone, it's Lauren. Okay, the video I'm going to make tonight is basically a now what. Where do I go now? I joined, I signed up, I'm getting all this information. First step is work through that consultant success plan that you got right away. Your first 10 days, your next 20 days. Just work through those little videos to watch, check it off as you go, print it out, know where you are in that. It's really built upon each other to really give you a solid foundation of information. But you also think, oh, I have a party, I have to book some parties. So I just want to give you some advice, like what to do now while you're learning about everything else. But you need to start working on those parties, getting them set up. When I book parties, I never do more than a week ahead. So if it's Tuesday, I probably wouldn't tell anyone to do a party until the following Tuesday. You really want that time, and I'm only talking Facebook parties, not home parties, obviously. I don't really do home parties, so I'm probably not going to talk much about them. So Facebook parties, a week ahead, because you want that time to build excitement on your page and get people involved and excited. So I want to walk you through some common things you see and how to set up that first event and what you're going to do. So this is what I would do. So I'm going to first take you and show you the Roach Drive. You see that all the time. You're like, the Roach Drive, the Roach Drive. I'm going to show you where you can find it and what I use on there all the time. Okay, so the easiest way to find the Roach Drive, go to Roaches, UBAM Roaches. The pin post at the top, click right there. That is your Roach Team Drive, Google Drive. So in here is a wealth of information under Getting Started. You've probably already found that is where the consultant success plans are with the clickable links. Right here is e-commerce training, and there's tons of good stuff in there. So go back to the Facebook party folder. Right here, Facebook party script. Oh, right here. Oh, wait. Okay, there is the hostess coaching graphic that I'll talk about later. So back to this Facebook party script. Click on it. I download it and save it to a file called Usborne, wherever the file is on my desktop that I'm going to be using all the time for Usborne. So right after someone books a party, I send them this. Copy paste that right over in a private message for them. Fill in your date and time. There's a quick little video. As you can see, she says, make your own, it'll be much more effective. That's my next video I'm making. One that does not promise to give them something. She promised in the old one. Okay, so a week before, I send them this. Exactly 7 days, pretty much. I send them, I copy paste, and as you can see, it's different than the one that I did today. So I need to download a new copy. She must have updated this. So I copy paste that, and I'm going to show you. I already did it tonight, but I need the new version. So let's find where I went. A week before, I copy paste that to the hostess. Here you can see what I did. All right, I already did that. Her name is Sierra, and we have a party next week. So I sent that tonight, and I change it to when you have 5 yeses. I will talk about that later. They had 25 yeses. Some people don't ever get to 25. That is our goal. I make them know that that is our goal. 25 yeses is a great number for a successful party. So after they tell me, yes, I have 5 yeses, I open an old party that already happened. I copy paste the description to create a new event. Now, I noticed, well, I will show you later. Here, create an event. I paste that right in the details spot from an old party. Oops, I forgot to copy paste. So I highlight it, copy paste, change my dates and time if I need to. Now on that Roach Drive we just saw, where I said there was e-commerce training, that is what you need to do right away to set up your e-commerce site, which was linked in the very first email I sent you, where people can shop through. It's your site. And also tells you how to set up a Facebook event. It'll walk you easily through that. So that is where it'll set up just not an event. I'm sorry, the eShow link. That's a different thing. Now we're just creating the event. I always get rid of guests can invite friends unless someone really wants to. I've heard some consultants say that's a good thing to do. Because if those people want to invite guests, they should just have their own party. So I tried to add an event photo here, but because I'm filming, I think it would not let me go to my files. Usually I would just go to my files where I have all my graphics and just put a cover photo on there. There are many of those saved on that Roach Google Drive. You can find a ton of graphics. And you can just see, you can just copy them and put them in your folder. Just off the various Facebook groups, you'll see new ones all the time that people share. So as you can see, it was not letting me. So let's forget that step. You can just add your picture, not a hard thing right there. After they say I have my 5 yeses, I go to edit, and this is where you add them as a host. You have to be friends with them to add them as the host. So you have to say, okay, I have to friend you to add you. See, I typed her name in. I'm not her friend yet. So I'll have to ask her to friend me. And then I can add her as a host. After I do that, she will be invited right there. It'll say 1 invited. After she hits going, then her name will appear right there with me, and we are the 2 hosts, and now she can invite her friends that have said yes or maybe to the party right there. She will do that. Then, now we just are going to every day on that right here, this team drive, the Roach team drive, Facebook party. You're gonna, you see how nicely it's laid out. Communication to host and communication on your page. Oh, see, they changed. Look at this, nice. I noticed they changed that description, the details that I'm going to have to change mine. I have to download this whole new version. That's a much better description than I used to have always put. So, the first post on the page, right after I create it, I put this post on, change the stuff in yellow with a cute little graphic, and then, and then you'll see 6 days in advance, communication to host. That's the one right there where you're going to attach that hostess graphic, how to, like when your hostess coaching, and that's a good one. Okay, so we've made the event. We have asked her, she told us that yes, she has, they suggest 25 yeses. I say 5 yeses. I say when you have 5 yeses, I've changed that 25 to a 5. When you have 5 yeses, get back to me. And then we added her as a host. She can now invite those yes and maybes. We don't want it to be too big. It just seems like a body count, when they invite like 80 people on the party. That's why we say 30 to 50 people. You want the people to think, oh, yeah, they really wanted me to come. So in the mornings, I look at my calendar. So I wake up in the morning and I look at my little calendar here, what parties I have. Now today was the 10th. So I wake up in the morning and I spend probably like a half hour, depending on how many parties I have. And I just do about a week ahead of time. So Vicky's party's tomorrow. I would go right in the morning and I would make sure I go communication to the host, send them my little private message off to her, communication on her page, post on the page. And I do to my next party that we already have set up and going, Melissa's on Monday. And I would go, okay, it's 5 days before and see what I posted yesterday just to remember, and then I'd hit the next one. And I follow that pretty much to a T from the Roach Drive. And I do that up to the week before the last one I have going. Now tomorrow morning I'll send to Sierra and I'll say, well, I already did, but I usually would do it 1 week before. I just did it tonight because it's pretty late. And say, here, invite, and start with hers because it's a week away. And so I do those in the morning, and I just do all my posts if I can, if I have time. Most of the time I do. And then at night, in the evenings, is when I get back on. So all day you don't really, you have a lot of time free, which is nice to focus on your family. Now to say, let me see, when people are commenting, like if they watched a video and they comment, oh, I like that book, sometimes I'll just throw in plant little seeds of like, oh, that one, tag their name. Oh, that one came in my consultant kit. You just want to tag little seeds for recruiting. Like, oh, that came in my kit and we love it. Or, oh yeah, that's why I decided to become a consultant. I just wanted all those too. Or, something like that. Always planting those seeds. Hostess coaching, so important. I don't think I did it my first month as much. I didn't follow that script in my coaching, like tagging people, maybe after the How Old Is Your Reader post, your first big post on the page. That tagging is so important because it really draws people in. The first comment, I just copy paste it. I just tag the people. And you know what I do? Let me see if I have a pencil. Okay. When you're going to do the How Old Are Your Readers post, I take an old pencil and paper. I fold it in half. I don't know why I fold it in half, but I do. And on one side, I write whose name it is, because once I have a few parties, it gets confusing. And I go back up to the top, and I click on the word yes, and I write down those people's names. Click on the maybe, put them in the same column. Click on the no's, or going, but haven't pressed going, so invited. The invited people, I write all their names down. And then when you do the How Old Is Your Reader, that first comment, I tag all the people who said yes, tag, copy paste. So glad you can make it to whoever's party. Tell me the age of your reader, yada, yada, yada. Then in the next comment down, I tag all those no's and copy paste. And I think that's very important because it always draws in a few people who don't realize they have to click going to the event. And if they don't hit going, they never see the posts that you're posting. So that one is brilliant. Whoever came up with it, I think it's an awesome idea. So hostess coaching is very important too. So every day before the party, you are copy pasting a blurb to that host. And that's very important. It's really helping her out. I think the day after inviting is the longer one that you copy to her, and you add the hostess coaching graphic, which I think is very important. Once I started doing that, most all of my hostesses really try to do everything on there. And now, a few weeks ago, I threw in, if you get all these things done, or if you hit all these ideas to make your party a success, I will throw in a bonus book at like $9.99, which I work into those hostess incentives at the end, which you can see on a different video I made called Hostess Incentives and Prizes. So, hostess coaching, very important. Okay, so I think I said everything I wanted to say. I hope this made sense because I had to do this talking and turn it off and think of the talking I was going to do during the screenshots. So I may have doubled up a little, but I tried not to. So please ask me questions. Up to the day of the event, and then you can just use a script and go to it on your party. Okay, see ya.